Hello everyone, today I'll be trying MRE. Some of you may be wondering, what is an MRE? It basically stands for a meal ready to eat, therefore MRE. And basically it's a meal that's eaten in the military when they're in the field. They generally don't eat it when they're doing training or whatever, but it's just like supposed to be something that's quick and easy to eat. And it's basically just a meal pack, and it comes with all the essentials like a drink and a meal. And it has a flameless ration heater inside, so let's just go ahead and open this up. I got it from MRE Nations, and this one it says it's a Southwest beef and beans. So basically, here we go. It just is a peelable seal. And as you can see, this is the inside of the bag. It's not super easy to see, so I'm just gonna pull it out. So it looks like these are utensils. So there's some pepper, some salt, a napkin, and the spoon. And it's just in this cheap kind of plastic sleeve. Almost reminds me of what you get on an airplane or in a cafeteria. So this is the wasabi peanuts. So this is just like, I guess, a snack that goes with it. Right here we have some peanut butter dessert bar. Let's see what this is. So this is some instant coffee. This is an apple cinnamon energy bar. You can see that's the front, that's the back. We have just some crackers. Let's see what this is. I don't know what the heck this is. It's just some unmarked package. I think this might be our entree of the beef and beef and beans. Not sure what type of beans they are. I think that might be it. Yeah, probably is it. Oh, look, I found some extra goodies at the bottom. So here's what I also found. There's some more salt. This looks like sugar. This is pink lemonade, so I guess you can just stir it into a cup. And you have some coffee creamer. So there's a lot of stuff here. So let's just go ahead and get into this. So for now, I think we're just gonna heat up our main entree, which is in this little packet. It's gonna take a while to heat up, I believe. So here's the flameless ration heater, and it has the instructions in here. So first, you're gonna wanna tear this top here, but it has some instructions and some warnings. So he said there's gonna be some vapor that's released by this, and it says it's hydrogen gas, and trust me, you don't want to mess with that gas, because it is extremely flammable. That's basically what burned down the famous airship, the Hindenburg. If you've ever heard of it, you can just look it up on the internet. It's a whole disaster, but hydrogen, very dangerous. So they said it can also displace oxygen, so you don't want to do it too many inside a vehicle or shelter, like 10, because then you're gonna like suffocate to death. And you have to be careful because there's going to be hot water in here that leaks out. So you don't want to burn yourself because it's just boiling water sort of. And then after you heat it, the MRE pouch is going to be really hot. So you're going to want to be careful with it. And they said discard the heater and bag after use. And don't drink the water because it's going to be all contaminated with whatever heater it is. I'm going to start by just tearing our MRE bag open. Now that we read all the fine writing, and it's not super easy to tear. It's almost like a tough plastic. I think it's meant to be like that, but I think I'm just gonna go ahead and get some scissors to help me open this up. Now that I got this cut open, I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of shove our entree into this bag, where it's not gonna fit super easily, because as you can see, it's kind of a tight fit, so you're gonna just want to kind of smush it around and just kind of squeeze it in. It's made like this on purpose, obviously, because you don't want any of the steam to escape while you're heating it up. It is slightly above our lines, as you can see, because here are our black lines. And this is where we're going to add our water to fill it up. So I'm just going to kind of try to open our pouch up some. I'm just going to push this up a little bit more, and then we're going to add our water. So we're just going to have to add it in between the lines. Not particularly sure how this is going to work out. I think I'm just going to look at it from the side, but we don't want to overfill it. So I'll add it really slow. Yep, that's perfect. As you can see, that's just between our lines. And now I'm just gonna let this sink down, and we're just gonna want to close this all up to seal it off. And I'm just gonna go ahead and set it down right here, and it's just gonna steam. As you can hear, it's hissing, and it's getting all hot and steamy inside, because it's an exothermic reaction. Now we're just gonna let our MRE heat up in here for around 10 to 15 minutes or so. But while we're waiting, I know that we have a ton of other supplies that came with this bag. One of them is this pink lemonade drink mix. So I think I'll just go ahead and mix that into a glass of water to start. That's while we're waiting for our MRE to heat up, because it will take a while. And I gave it a sniff, and yes, it smells exactly like pink lemonade. It smells kind of artificial. But there it is. It's not pink for some reason. It's clear. It's white. So I kind of like that. There's no artificial colors in there. So let's just go ahead and mix this up. And it does look a little bit gritty though. As you can see, there's kind of bits of sugar or whatever. Let's just go ahead and mix this until it's dissolved. There, that should be good enough. Let's just go ahead and give this a taste. Very sweet, kind of tangy. Probably needs a bit more water. Overall, it's not bad. It just tastes like a drink mix, almost like a Kool-Aid or whatever. And as I'm smelling this, I don't really smell any of the food yet. It just kind of smells like melting plastic, but I'm sure that's normal because this pouch is made out of plastic. But let's just go ahead and see what else we have. See, these are wasabi peanuts, and I fill it. I think they're the entire peanut. I don't think they're shelled at all. Not that I really eat peanuts, because I really am not a big fan of peanuts. So this is going to be kind of hilarious. But I'm just going to try it anyways. Smells like wasabi, and it does smell like dry roasted peanuts. Oh, it actually has a really strong wasabi smell to it. It kind of burned my nostrils a little bit when I opened it up. And as you can see, it almost looks like a chocolate-covered or candy-covered candy. Or treat, but it is wasabi flavored. Here you go. Wasabi peanut. Looks like there's some sort of wasabi glaze on the outside of a dry roasted peanut. But let's just go ahead and give this a taste. That is really spicy. At first, you get a big strong whiff of the wasabi. You know what? I am actually, surprisingly, a fan of these. They're actually not too strong. At first, you get a big strong kick of wasabi. That kind of softens the blow of the peanut. And then as you're chewing it, it definitely milds out. And it's almost like, sort of like, I don't know how to explain it. It's almost like a crust. Almost reminds me of like a cracker. Almost like a wasabi cracker on the outside. And on the inside, you have a peanut. But it's very mild, and it's not too strong. So I'm actually pleasantly surprised by that, because normally I am not a fan of peanuts at all. And now, this is one of our other things that we got in here. It says it's an apple cinnamon flavored energy bar. So let's just go ahead and open this up. I'm not sure how we're going to open it. I think I'm just going to use these scissors that I have from earlier. Smells alright. Smells like apples. Here we go. Doesn't look very pleasant. To the touch, it feels kind of slimy and kind of wet. It looks pretty chewy, almost like a caramely texture. So you can see this wonderful bang to it. But let's just give this a taste. It's kind of chewy. You almost have like crispy bits of granola in here. Mild apple flavor. A little bit of cinnamon. It's very buttery and kind of chewy. I actually really enjoyed it. It's very flavorful and delicious. And now I'm just going to go ahead and wait a few more minutes for our MRE to cook some more. Alright, I just removed our MRE from our glass, so let's just go ahead and open this up. And actually, it feels pretty warm. It's not too hot. And as you can see, it is creased. There's tear marks right here. I'm just gonna go ahead and dry this off because it's kind of wet, and they said you don't want to consume any of the water, so that's very unhealthy for you. And actually, I just got some of the water on the dining table, and it's kind of whitish. Must be from all the chemicals. I'm sure it's fine. Just gonna wipe this dry. And as you can see, we have our creases. But first, I'm gonna go ahead and tear open our cracker package because it's meant to be eaten with crackers. You know what? I'm just gonna use my scissors. There we go. Now that this is open, I'm just gonna lay one on our plate, and we're just gonna kind of squirt our mixture onto our cracker. And it comes with 4 crackers in here, I think. It comes with like 2 big saltine crackers. Kind of crumbled though, that first one. And this one, as you can see, is kind of cracking. But I'm sure it'll work fine. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cut this open. As I learned, these MREs, they don't really tear really well because they're meant to be very durable and to last out in the field. Let's go ahead and cut this open now with our scissors. And there we go. Smells pretty good and looks pretty good to me. It almost smells like chili. And as you can see, there's some corn, some tomatoes, and some meat. I'm just gonna go ahead and spread some out on our cracker here. Just kind of like that. It's not meant to be very elegant, it's just kind of messy. It's meant to be eaten really quick. So let's go ahead and give this a taste. It's not super hot, but let's see. No, it's actually pretty good. Definitely reminds me of chili. It's kind of lukewarm because the heating power isn't super strong in there, even though I massaged it around. And it kind of tastes like a chili sauce. And you have little bits of soft and sweet corn. And you have a little bit of bell pepper. Very good. And the beef is nice and chewy, but not too chewy. It has a bite to it, almost like real meat, because it is real meat. And it kind of falls apart as you bite it, and it's very good. And the cracker adds a nice crunchy texture to it. It's very good. Cracker's very mild, so it doesn't overwhelm or take away from that, but you can still taste it. Doesn't look very good. It actually does taste very good. However, so I'd probably have to give that an 8 out of 10. It's something I enjoy. And now it's time to head to dessert. Alright, it's time for dessert now. I'm going to start by making our instant coffee. So I'm just going to go ahead and rip this open. And I'm just going to put it in our mug here. There we go. It's very light and dusty, so it kind of floated up, almost like flour, as I poured this in. And now I'm just going to go ahead and add some hot water to this. And that actually looks like a pretty decent amount. Looks like a fairly dark coffee. And I'm also going to go ahead and add our creamer to this right now. Let's just go ahead and pour this in. There we go. And I'll also add our sugar packet to this. There we go. There's all that added, so now we're just going to go ahead and mix this up. So you want our sugar and our creamer thoroughly combined into our cup of coffee. Alright, let's go ahead and give this a sip. It's very hot still, so we'll be careful to not burn ourselves. It's decent. Kind of bitter. I think it could use a bit more creamer, but overall, not bad. A decent cup of coffee for instant coffee. So now, it's time to try our peanut butter bar. So this, I'm afraid, might be a lot stronger than our wasabi peanuts, but hey, that's the fun in it. Let's go ahead and give this a taste. As you can see, it's very soft. Feels very crumbly like. I'm just gonna go ahead and break off a small chunk of this. I might need to wash it down with our coffee, so I'm not really looking forward to this. Ooh-wee. Here we go. Looks innocent enough. Feels innocent enough. Let's taste it. Soft cookie. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That tastes like peanut butter. Not a big fan of it. It starts off not so bad. Just tastes like kind of like a mild shortbread cookie. Very flavorful. But yeah, I need to rinse it down because it just hits you with a punch of peanut butter. Definitely not my favorite. It definitely sticks to your mouth and kind of lingers around too. That's like any old good-fashioned peanut butter, but it's great if you're into peanuts and peanut butter. It's very strong and flavorful, and you have little bits of peanut in there to kick it all off. And it's very good if you like peanuts, but for me, it's honestly like torture. Here we go. Now my mouth is cleared of that foul peanut butter bar, just for me. I'm sure it's very delicious if you enjoy peanuts. It started off pretty good. Anyways, overall, I really enjoyed my MRE. I ordered it from MRE Nation, so I really do recommend you try an MRE because I thoroughly enjoyed my experience.